Welcome to Channel 7 News. I'm Kareem Baba Ganoush. Today at the Chicago Auto Show, Toyota announced breaking news for their 2019 TRD Pro lineup. Did we see the return of the TRD Supercharger? No. Did we see a front locker addition? No. Did we see any powertrain develops in the engine or transmission? No. Did we see a physical redesign of the body for any of the vehicles? No. Well, what did we see? We got a snorkel. Alright everybody, welcome back to the Tacomaholic channel. You guys have no idea how excited I was to make this video because yes, today at the 2018 Chicago Auto Show, Toyota did release updates for their entire TRD Pro lineup, which does include the Tacoma, the 4Runner, and we even got to see the return of the TRD Pro Tundra. I was a little nervous / excited. I'd guess about a 50-50 mix after I did that last video sort of teasing about what was going to be released at this Chicago Auto Show today. Because honestly, I didn't think it was going to be something huge like a brand new gen for any of the vehicles, because based on that teaser pic that we all saw of the highly pixelated lineup for all three vehicles, you could tell, even though that wasn't the best image obviously, you could tell that none of those was a new body style, so that's usually indicative of a new generation. So I wasn't honestly expecting a new gen for any of those vehicles. Would have been great, but probably a few years out for each of them. The last video I posted, which if you have not seen it, I will go ahead and link to it above right there. Please check that out. I sort of wanted to get y'all's opinion on what you thought was going to be announced, since it did seem like this was going to be huge news. And there was tons of great suggestions, and I agreed with pretty much everything you guys were saying. And some of the bigger ones that I sort of hinted at in the intro there were maybe the return of the TRD Supercharger, the addition of a front locker was certainly a popular choice, maybe a new engine or a more efficient trans, like an 8-speed automatic, something like that. A few people thought it might be a new gen. A few of you even thought Toyota might release their direct Jeep competition concept vehicle. I can't remember what the name of that is off the top of my head, but that certainly would have been cool. But sadly, we did not get any of that today with the announcement. So this stuff's all over the internet, so you guys can read through all the little features that each of the vehicles has. I made a little quick cheat sheet going over all of them, and I didn't really have to write anything down because it's pretty easy to memorize. I'll start with the biggest and most obvious thing for the Tacoma only is, and it's not a snorkel, it was called a TRD Desert Air Intake. So right off the bat, Toyota is making it pretty clear that this is not to be used for those deep water crossings or anything like that. This will primarily be used to get cleaner air into the engine when you're off-roading on dusty trails. And as you can tell from the picture, this thing sticks up quite a bit higher than all the other snorkels I've seen for Tacomas, which usually terminate right at the roof line. This one, it looks like it sticks up whatever the width of the actual inlet is for the air, I guess 5 or 6 inches. It looks like it sticks up that whole width above the roof line, which, curious to see why the Toyota engineers went with that, because you know they do all kinds of testing to make everything as fuel efficient as possible. And that just seems like breaking the line like that with the roof is going to create a little more drag than necessary. I don't know, maybe it's going to get a lot more air into the engine, which is sort of the point of the snorkel anyway. So I'm curious to see about that, and I'm sure if you do buy one of the 2019 Tacoma TRD Pros, there's going to be all kinds of things you need to be aware of and possibly even sign at the dealership where you're made aware of, you know, you cannot use this for the water-related purposes of having a snorkel, and it's just to be used for dry off-roading conditions. So you guys hoping to afford those deep rivers, don't count on it with this snorkel. As far as the 2019 TRD Pro 4Runner, the only thing I saw on the list of upgrades worth mentioning to you guys was the addition of the same Fox setup, 2.5 in the front and I believe 2.0 in the back. So the ride on that should be much more improved, but again, that's not really a huge upgrade. I wouldn't say upgrade, it's not really a huge reveal, considering that was something that I believe it's the exact same setup that the Tacoma has, so that's something they already had and they're just adding it to another vehicle. And then for the 2019 Tundra TRD Pro, of course, this is an option, which it was not for 2018, so that is definitely appreciated. In addition to, again, the Fox shock treatment for the front and the back. The Tundra does have new wheels, but same powertrain, all that. They did add a nice hood scoop, which, as we all know, will almost create just as much power as a TRD supercharger, so that's kind of a cool cosmetic feature. And other than that, just a lot more small cosmetic things for the Tundra. Alright, so I cannot wait to see what you guys think of what was released today at the Chicago Auto Show for the TRD Pro lineup. Please comment below, let me know what you think. Do you think it was worth the wait? Do you think it was way too much hype? Not enough bang for your buck? All that stuff. The main thing that worries me is, for the second-gen Tacomas, for the most part, the Tacoma was pretty much by itself for that whole 10-year run for the second generation. That's not the case anymore for the third gens with the upcoming release of the Ford Ranger Raptor, which is turbocharged. And now, of course, you have the Colorado ZR2, which has a front locker. I mean, I am very surprised that Toyota didn't up their game a little bit right now. However, I will say I think the timing was just a little off, and in my personal opinion, given that the third-gen Tacomas were just released in 2016, so the 2019 will be the fourth production year for the third-gen Tacomas, I think Toyota, they're maybe just giving this gen another year or two and just trying to add a little flair at the end, because when you start getting into all the powertrain upgrades and all that stuff, that's really what you see in the next gen. So maybe, I would hope, the fourth-gen Tacoma maybe is slated for a 2020, 2021 release. I certainly hope it's not going to be something like another 10-year run like with the 2026 for the fourth-gen Tacoma, because the competition now for the third gens is much more steep with Chevy, Ford, all kinds of stuff coming out, and I don't think Toyota can afford to allow their third gens to just sit around and be stale like that for a whole 10 years, or even 6 or 7 years seems like far too long. And that's just my opinion nowadays with the movement of pretty much any other type of car. The generations, 5 years is old and they come out with something new. So go ahead and comment below. Let me know what you guys think is going on with that. If this is your first time stopping by, please consider subscribing if you love everything Tacoma related. Go ahead and give the video a like, and please share the video with your friends and family. Help me grow the Tacomaholic channel, and hit that bell notification so you are notified every time I upload a video, which is twice a week. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I will see you in the next video.